Hello, beautiful lady. Good morning and welcome. I'm going to chat with you today a little bit about what I have learnt and some ways to implement, some strong, powerful ways to implement and talk to your partner. I really noticed about 3 to 4 months ago that I was emasculating my husband. And I noticed it in the small things. Now, it wasn't on purpose, it's just a habit that women have that we go through the world and we tend to not really notice that it's a really important space and place that needs to be healed. So I started to look at myself. I picked up a book that I read a while ago and I was like, I think this book has information that I feel I need to take on. I also have some communication tips and tricks that I have used personally in my life and that I have been suggested to by a very old mentor that I worked with a really long time ago. These actually opened up some really beautiful and powerful questions that allowed me and my partner to have good conversations about what we needed to work on as a couple and how we could heal it together. Firstly, men don't see things like women. You've got to take that out. You've got to stop thinking that he should be thinking the way that you do, because he won't, okay? He won't. This is a massive thing. Men don't see things like women. It's why women talk to women about things and women don't talk to men, because women understand women. Women don't understand men. For an example, if your husband or partner comes home from a long day of work and they are starving, okay? Starving, and they walk through the door and you say, here's the baby, here's their food, feed them, and they go, oh, no, I can't. And you're like, well, why can't you? I've been here my whole day and you've done nothing. You've done nothing around the house, you haven't helped me out. We need to take a step back and think, okay, he has been working really hard all day for us. He is the provider. He's the provider of our family. Now, what I'm about to say, a lot of women won't like. He is the provider, okay? You are the nurturer. If you're wanting to get things done, you need to be smart about how you go about it. Telling them, it would provide so much for me when you come home tonight if you could help out with A, B, and C child. It would provide so much to me if you could take out the trash when dinner's finished, because when you don't do that, it makes me feel, it provides, using the word provide, it provides and makes me feel like I am a laborer around the house. I feel like you're lazy and that no one helps me out, and then I can't be calm in myself for you. Men have one direction, okay? You might think that the trash is important to you, but unless you tell them what it provides for you, that it's not the same for them. Men don't actually care about much. They are focused, they are born to be focused and driven, okay? Provider, focused and driven. Women are the guiders. We help guide them. Now, let me be very clear. I'm not telling you this so that you can emasculate your partner and manipulate them, because a lot of women use it as a manipulation tactic, and we're not going to do that. We're not here to manipulate our partners. That's not what we're going to do to get what we want. That is an unhealthy feminine way to go about it. The healthy feminine gets really smart about how she goes about things. She uses the correct words. She also gives him an opportunity to show that he can do it and he can change. Now, it's going to take everything in your body for you to take a step back and take a breather. But if you ask them, okay, and say, this is what it provides for me, I would love for you to provide it for me, and when you provide it for me, it shows me love. It does this. Like I said at the start, your husband's probably hungry, he's come home. My husband, first thing he goes through is the kitchen. He goes into the fridge and he goes, I'm just gonna make myself a snack. And then, what can I do for you? That's what he says to me, because I have said to him, it would provide a lot for me when you come home if you could help out with this, 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 and this. He likes, and also, learn your husband. How does he work? Does he like being told, does he like being guided on what to do? What can I do to help you? Does he like being guided? Does he like being directed gently, not bossed around? I'm not saying tell him to boss him around. I'm saying gently. How can you gently guide your partner into understanding how you're feeling. Now, I have spent the last 3 years, and half of it I was battling myself and battling my husband. And I could see all of a sudden, it's like a penny dropped, and I was working on my energy one day and it expanded my mind, and I was like, okay, I have been emasculating my husband, my brothers, my siblings, everybody, because it is a safe space and place. And I do think it has something to do with what happened to me in my past life. I manipulated men really badly, and I knew this. And this lifetime, when I was younger, in my teens, I manipulated men pretty badly. And then when I started to get to my 20s, I realized I didn't want to be like that anymore. So as my energy shifted and I grew, I was like, this is not for me. This is not the way. I've had to learn the hard way. So I will say, I love my husband so damn much. I know he's my soulmate. I know he's my passion. So why wouldn't I want to work on this and myself? Now, the important thing is, if you're sitting there and you're like, well, why isn't he listening then? You've said I've done this and he's not listening. It takes time. It actually takes time to help retrain. And they're also going to be looking for the catty comments, the strikes at them, the smart ass comments back at them. This is not what we want to do, okay? If you want to do that, go and write it down. Do not do that back at them, because then they're like, well, you haven't changed, so why should I change? You have to be a leader. We're creating leaders. We're creating strong, healthy feminine women, strong, healthy masculine men, okay? Now, you can't control their growth and their healing, but they will naturally, if they are a person that loves you and knows that, you know, they really want to work hard on the relationship, they will naturally follow. So it is really important for you to understand you don't want them to be all spiritual like yourself. You want them to be a solid, strong, beautiful male. And if you want help with things, you need to go about it the correct way. Can you provide, this is what I would do. Say you want your house painted, say you want something done around the house. Hey, it would provide so much to me. Not right now, because if they feel like it's urgent, they will panic because they're like, well, no, because right now I'm relaxing. This is how their mind works. When you get a chance this weekend and you have space, it would provide so much for me if you could fix that kitchen cupboard, because when it's not fixed and I'm in the kitchen trying to provide for our family and, you know, those types of things, like when you kind of go down that road with them, I would love it if at some stage over the next couple of weeks, if you could please provide for me to fix the kitchen cupboard. And you say, I'm going to write it down, but I don't expect it to be done right away. You need to be patient. As a woman, you have to be patient, okay? It's not going to happen right away. You also need to build trust with your husband. If you guys are starting out and you haven't ever done this before, you have to build trust with each other. He needs to know that if he doesn't do it right away, that you're not going to get catty with him 2 days later to a week later. You need to be patient. I guarantee you, he will do it. You need to just not nag. Husbands do not like it when they get nagged, okay? Now, I want to make this very clear. Some women would see this video and say, I don't agree with you, this is bullshit. You mean if I say that he's going to provide, then, you know, that's not going to work. He doesn't listen to me, he'll never listen to me. If this is your mindset, this video is not for you. If your mindset is, I really want to try this, I also want to have beautiful conversations with my husband, I have really gotten smart about how to have beautiful conversations with my husband now. Using the word provide is really important to a male. They want to know that they are protector, provider, lover, you know, they are the strong masculine. If you look up masculine on the internet, strong, healthy masculine, it'll come up with it'll come up with things that will tell you exactly what a healthy masculine is willing to grow, is willing to listen, okay? Now, your husband could have some of these parts and then need help in the others, and you could have the opposite as well. It's about teamwork and working together. So, when you're all calm, and say you're having an argument or something like that, here's another scenario. What's really important is that you both realize, okay, do we both need to take a step out and come back in half an hour to an hour or a day later and have a conversation? Do you guys need to cool off a little bit and have a conversation when you can be kind to each other? And if you know you're not going to be kind, walk away. Okay? Even if you have another disagreement an hour later, but you're not yelling at each other, it's at a lower level, you're talking to each other kindly, but you're also still saying what you need. I think the struggle with women is that they feel like they have to be aggressive to get what they want, and they're taught they need to be aggressive. You don't need to be aggressive. Most men don't actually, they think you're coming at it as a masculine point of view, okay? An unhealthy masculine point of view in the feminine body. We need to work out how to be smart with our own masculine and in our own masculine energy. So that takes time, and that's energy work as well involved in it. So some of the energy work that I would then do is I would get you to sit in your body. I would get you to close down your eyes for a moment and take a nice deep inhale through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I would get you to then visualize both sides, your left side and your right side, and I would love for you to feel which side you're sitting more in. And if you know that it's in your right side, then that's your masculine side. And if you're in your left side, that's your feminine side. Your masculine side and your feminine side need to beautifully cohere together. So how we do that then is then visualize that one side is moving into the other side together like a snake. It's just slipping from one side to the other all the way to the top of our head, and then a beautiful white light rushing over. That is some of the visualization energy. And eventually when you do it enough, you can feel the energy flowing from one side to the other. Now, there will be pieces of healing to come up to heal and see. You might have words, acknowledgement, you might realize a few things through this. But this, I'm going to leave it here, but that is something that I have learned over time. Using the word provide, making sure that you give your husband an opportunity to be seen, open and heard, and also give yourself grace. You're going to slip up a couple of times, but you need to make sure that you're in it to not emasculate your husband and your partner. We are in this to not emasculate them. We are here to keep them strong, just as strong as we are. So it's really, really important. So I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you have a beautiful and a magical day, and I will speak to you soon.